The fire started about 4:30, 4:45 or so. I was notified of it around about 5 o'clock, and it took me about 5 minutes to get to where the fire was. Showed the Clarksville Police Department my city council ID card, and they let me through the blocked off area so I could go and survey the damage and see what I could do to lend a hand. The very first thing that I did was started making phone calls and shooting out a couple emails about some temporary housing. This is before I realized that Freeman Webb was on top of it, so we were looking for some alternative housing for the displaced residents. I then got on the phone and called Little Caesars on Fort Campbell Boulevard and asked them if they would be able to donate some pizzas to give dinner to the residents there. Something little that I figured we could do that would mean a lot to someone else who just lost all their possessions. After that, I continued to meet with the Red Cross and see if there was anything that I could do to assist them, as well as with our fire chief that was on scene, just getting updates on how they were fighting the blaze and making sure that they had what they needed. Gas and Water was nice enough to come out that evening and provide floodlights so that way the firefighters can continue suppressing the fire throughout the evening. I was impressed at how all of the departments came together to get the job done over there. Yesterday morning, I was talking with Freeman Webb, and they were explaining to me some of the things that they're doing for the residents. They're essentially allowing them to move to some of their sister apartment complexes and not charging them rent until May, just to try to keep their moving expenses as low as possible. And I thought to myself, what can we as a city do to also further their ability to keep their moving expenses as low as possible? And the utilities is something that we have some influence and say over, so I figured that that might be something we could do. Mr. Hickey informed me of the code provision that was changed after the flood and said that the mayor would have to enact that, so then I called the mayor's office and she was more than willing to accommodate. There were a lot of soldiers that were leaving Gate 1, which is directly across from Jack Miller Boulevard, that were heading home and saw the fire and wanted to know how they could help. The fire hoses being as heavy as they are, especially with water flowing through them, the firefighters needed a hand in moving some of them, and a lot of the military and residents were willing to assist with that. About 90% of the people that were displaced were military soldiers and their family members as well, so it's good to see everyone come together to support them.